Hello my loves, I'm back again. I'm doing my mother-in-law's nails today. This is the previous design. It's been on about 3.5 weeks. We're going to attempt to remove these Swarovskis. Now I think I used Diamond Nail Supply's crystal resin for these, but I know that I also sealed them in around the edges. So I'm using my Betty nippers because there's no chance I'll get them off with anything else. What I'm doing here is kind of pinching at the seal that I've put around the edges before I start to try and get them off, otherwise it's just going to slip. Luckily these nippers are really sharp, so they kind of grip on quite well, but there was still a couple that were sealed in so good I just had to leave them and do them with the e-file. But I wouldn't have been able to do any of these without the Bettys, because my other ones that I used to use were useless. So I'm just gonna get as much as I can off with Betty. She's pretty good, look. She is pretty good. There was just a couple of small ones that were really sealed in. They were only diddies though. See at me trying to pick away around the edges. But that's okay. Then we're going in with the I think it's like a XXX bit from Diamond Nail Supplies. It's a ceramic bit. They nicknamed it the meat grinder. They're not messing about with this one. They're not playing. Now, the positioning of my mother-in-law's hands on this dust extractor from Valentino is slightly incorrect, but because my mother-in-law is disabled, she has a lot of problems with her joints, I'm not going to put her in a position that is uncomfortable for her. So we just understood that not all of the dust would get sucked up because our hands were a little bit too far forward. That's okay. Now, there was damage on this pinky finger. I'm assuming it must have got caught at some time because there was definite damage to the nail plate, which you'll see after we've removed. I'm going to file these down as thin as I can with the e-file, and then we did do a brief soak off and get, I'd say, 95% of product off the nail. There may have been a little bit here and there because we were in a rush because she had a doctor's appointment. So I literally had 2.5 hours to remove the old set, soak it, put on a new set, and also do the family thing because, you know, Oliver wanted to spend time with his batcher and there was things to do. So I think we did the entire nail service, including her popping out to have to move the car and Oliver coming back from school and having chit chats. It was about 2 hours 15 minutes, so that's quite good considering all the bits and bobs we had to do. So I'm just taking down the length on all the nails apart from one. Then we're now just capping. The natural nail has grown into the acrylic and we don't need to add extensions anymore, which is great. She was really happy with that. So I'm removing that chrome and gel polish design where I'm a navy pinny. I love that. It really needs a wash. It's really grubby now, but I love it so much. This bit has definitely sped up my service though, 100%. I used to go without good tools and good items thinking that it wouldn't make a difference, but it does. It absolutely does. When you have the right equipment, good quality equipment that works well, your service runs so smooth. And when it runs smoothly, your time is cut down. I have proven this to myself, so I know it's true. It's fascinating, really. But I feel like everything is working in my favour when I have everything I need and I'm not having to try and make something make do, you know? So we're removing this marble now. This was an acrylic marble design, so we're going to take it down as thin as we can and then just soak off the majority. The thumb that you can see in the shot was a tragedy. So we will need to sculpt that thumb. She got it caught in a wheelie bin. Sounds incredibly painful. But yeah, that was the only one that didn't survive. And by the way, while I'm here and I've got you all, I just want to say thank you for the amazing feedback and comments. It's really nice to know that I'm on the right track with what I'm doing and it's helping people. And that's the main thing. As long as it's helping people and you're getting something from it, then I'm happy. So I've cleaned away the dust on the top of the filter. As you can see, it's just sat in there nicely. Just use a fluffy brush. Then I'm going to pop down some kitchen toweling. Everything's been removed. We're going to spray with prep spray. You can see the damage on this pinky. Now you have to be really careful because I can feel, see there? I can feel that there is damage on the nail plate and you can see it. So you have to be extra gentle when you are prepping this nail because you don't want to be poking around at that damage. So I was extra gentle here so as not to dig into anything. But we managed to put a new nail on nicely and just keep them nice and short, so it should be fine. This is Ethel tool. I don't even know if Ethel's back in stock yet. Ethel is highly in demand. People are going crazy for Ethel. So bear with if you're waiting to get one. I don't know if there is a waiting list or something. But I still have a discount code and everything like that. So by all means, go and have a look. She's, you know, no wonder she's in demand. She is a bloody good tool. Just don't push down too hard because you don't need to. I know that we get used to using sort of substandard tools that maybe we have to do extra work with. But the whole idea of these tools is that they are high quality and you don't have to do as much work yourself. Therefore, you're not squeezing as hard with your fingers, pushing as hard with your hands. Because when you work with your hands, repetitive strain injury is a thing. It happens. And musculoskeletal disorders, you must make sure you're putting your body under the least amount of pressure as possible. So investing in good equipment will save you the strain on your body, for sure, in all areas, not just tools, but all areas. Oh, I sound like a right old ranty pants today. Sorry, I don't mean to. I love thumbnails. Why do people don't like thumbnails? I really love a good thumbnail shot because you've got juicy big surface to work on, haven't you? Oh, I love a good thumbnail. So we're pushing all that non-living tissue away, getting it out of the way, releasing it from the nail plate because that is what will cause lifting. So you can release that pressure, push that cuticle back, and then we'll go in with the e-file with the cuticle bit from Nail Dot Supplies. And all we're doing there is exfoliating around there. It's not on a high speed or anything like that. I've sped it up so it looks like it's faster than it is. But did I speed it up? I think I did. But it's exfoliating, it's pushing that dust away, it's pushing that dead tissue to the side. And then we can clean it all out because you don't want to leave it in. Obviously these steps create a lot of dust, and I've noticed something else actually. I was thinking to myself while editing this, really after prepping, once I've cleaned the dust away on the client and on the area, I should change my gloves because it sticks to the gloves, and if it sticks to the gloves it can deposit onto the nail plate, and if you're applying acrylic and a bit of dust starts to fall in, you could cause lifting. So yes, I keep my gloves in my little pouch on my navy pinny so I don't forget to use them. But I think I'll change gloves after prep just to be extra meticulous. And I never used to wear gloves until I realised that I was really running the risk of overexposure, and I don't want that. And it is part of the codes of practice that we should protect ourselves from these chemicals. So it should be done, really. That's why I'm doing it. And also, you know, if you're a nail tech that puts your work out there for the public, no one can go, look at the dust under your nails, because they can't see it. Right, going in with my Helen cuticle nippers. These are also in high demand, so apologies if they're not yet available. They're being manufactured as fast as humanly possible, but you have to understand that they're being manufactured here in the UK and not in a mass production warehouse. It's very, very much handmade tooling, so it takes a little bit longer, but well worth it. They're incredibly sharp, incredibly quick to use. And again, I'm only nipping hanging dry cuticle and tissue that's kind of there. I'm not going to start digging up stuff that's not there and unnecessarily removing anything, because that will just not be good at all. So I'm going in with an old file that I always use on my mum-in-law. It is technically 100 grit, but it's not sharp, but it etches nicely without causing any damage. I just saw a little bit of a hangnail there, so I'll get that. And then I'm cleaning off all the nails with a big load of prep spray on my stiff nail brush to really get in there and give them a good clean. The prep spray is Diamond Nail Supplies. Okay, so this is the thumb we've got to sculpt out. So I've applied my form, and I think I've already applied my primer, which is Diamond Nail Supplies. I'm putting that bead on at the free edge there, just to get a rough idea of the shape I want and start building that out, because obviously that's the weakest point at the moment. I've kept this in real time. Now we talk non-stop, the whole bloody service, natter, natter, natter. So I'm a little bit slower because I just talk so much. Can you imagine? I'm placing that bead down and I'm feathering it in. I'm just watching those sidewalls there, tapping it into place. The acrylic's very easy to work with. This is Diamond Nail Supplies Clarity. It's very, very easy to work with, so you're not chasing the bead at all. And then I'm applying my big cuticle bead, so I place it on, I tuck it in, and then feather it down the nail. Tuck it in at the side there, feather it down the nail. And then I'm just patting that bead through the body of the nail down to the free edge, just so that everything's nice and smooth and I'm getting the shape that I want. Because if I get it right, then I don't have that much filing. And nobody likes filing. And I'm just feathering back up to smooth out the surface. And I'll probably clean my brush off and add a little bit more, and just making sure everything's just right. Doesn't matter. I'm not pinching because I've got a nice curve on my form, and the other nails are more overlays now, so there's less of a C curve there. So it would look extremely odd if I did a super tight C curve. One more cuticle bead placed on, tucking it in and then feathering it down, just a small little bead there. Keeping that form nice and pinched. And then we're moving on. Moving on now. Sorry. It pops in your head sometimes, doesn't it? Do you ever do that? So I'm applying my primer from Diamond Nail Supplies. This is the Extra Strength Acid Primer. I do always dab the brush onto my paper toweling before I apply it to the nail, because I don't want to flood the nail with it. So we're going in on this nail with a whole nail of Clarity, because we're going to be adding amazing chameleon pigment. Oh my god, it's so pretty. So I'm just placing the bead on, tucking it in and then feathering it down the nail. Don't need to build up a huge amount of bulk. We've got a nice strong free edge, short nail, so we don't need a gigantic apex. I'm just keeping that nail surface nice and smooth, checking it from the side there, so I've turned my head to have a good look. And if I'm happy, I'm moving on to the next nail. Now, the glitter I'm using on this nail is from Glitterarty, so I'm laying just a thin clear bead down first, and then I'm going to pick up a wet bead of Clarity, which is the clear acrylic, and I'm going to dip that into this glitter. This is stunning, and I'm going to have to go back over my order and list exactly what it is. I bought like a a box with 12 sections in, and each section has almost like a sample size of these iridescent, beautiful, stunning glitters. And this is like a purpley iridescent one. It's so beautiful. If I remember, I'll go back over my order form and I will find the exact link, because they don't have individual colour names on the bottom of the box, but it gives you a taster of a bunch of different iridescent and holographic-y type glitters, and they're oh god, there's like bright pink, lime greens, blues, golds. Oh, they're so nice. But this purple one goes perfectly with the chrome pigment we're using. And all I'm doing is just applying nice thin beads and then patting it into place. The next finger is going to be another clear nail. So again, place the bead on, tuck it in, and feather it down. Go back, tuck it in around the other side, feather it down. Easy peasy. And I'm sorry if you see the odd camera shake here and there, but at some point during this video, Oliver came home from school, and Oliver is incredibly hyperactive, and he was rolling around on the floor chatting to us. I'm quite glad I've got my Valentino dust collector now, because you can keep it on during service even with the paper toweling over it, and it's got a carbon filter, so it removes a lot of the fumes. So he didn't moan at all. He was like, he didn't really know. He doesn't like the smell of normal monomers, and Diamond Nail Supply's monomers quite low odour anyway. So I'm capping this glitter nail. I thought I'll do it now because it's dry, nice and dry, and then I'll move on to the next nail. Just applying a nice thin bead of clarity, a bead at the tip there, and blend it back towards cuticle. And then I'll smooth over the nail, just check everything's in good order. And then we're going in with a thin clear base on this index finger. So place the bead on, tuck it in, feather it down the nail. And we're going to go back in with that gorgeous glitter. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Because it's iridescent, it has that golden glow to it, so it's got this purple and pink kind of look, more purpley in person, and then it just glows. Oh, it's from did I tell you it's from Glitterarty? Can't even remember. But you know the deal. I will link my discount codes in the description box. If they are ambassador or affiliate codes, I will tell you. If they're not, I will tell you. And the only difference is, if something is an ambassador code or an affiliate code, then we earn a small percentage of commission, which helps go towards, for me personally, more products to do more videos. But not all my codes are anyway. So I'm removing the form from this thumbnail and then realising that I'm not putting anything on it because it's going to be pigment, so I just need to file it. Duh! So we'll go back and cap the index finger. So we're placing the bead on, tucking it in and feathering it down. I was working at an awkward angle here because Mum's wrists are quite stiff, but it's fine. I love her, so I won't moan about it. Another bead at the free edge there, and then blend that back. On to filing. I'm using my Nailmate steel file on the 180 side, I believe. Can't remember whether it's 180 or 100, but I always do sidewall, free edge, and then around the cuticle and through the whole nail. Always do it the same, and then you'll fall into a pattern, and then your nails will look the same. And if you're trying to get rid of a certain area of bulk, still file it over the nail. Otherwise, you'll file one area flat, and then the other area will look lumpy, and then you'll just be filing the crap out of a nail and thinking, what am I doing with my life? So everything must flow. So once I've done my sidewalls, free edge, I want the file to flow over the nail so that it's nice. Again, sidewall, free edge, and then over the nail, around the cuticle area. Sorry about the camera moving, that was Oliver. And poor little one, can't really control himself, so He doesn't mean to get in the way, but sometimes he does, but he's so cute with it that it doesn't really matter. I don't care. And he always wants to know what mummy's doing, so. He's not really little either, he's nearly 8. Same on the index finger, sidewall, free edge. Once I've finished my teacher training, I will be offering courses and stuff like that. So although I still show what I do here, it's totally different watching a YouTube video to having someone there with you to hold the file with you, hold the brush with you, talk you through something one-to-one is a completely different, or even in a group where you can all work on each other. It's a completely different ball game. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I am studying incredibly hard. That's actually something I kind of want to bring up, is that when you go to train with somebody on a one-to-one basis, make sure they have an AET. I know that some people say it's all right if you're not qualified. That's actually not true. I checked with the governing bodies, it's not true. You must have an AET qualification to teach, otherwise you are not insured to teach. So therefore, if somebody comes along to a class and they do something on a client afterwards that has been shown to them by the nail tech they trained with, and that nail tech is not covered with an AET or relevant insurance, they can be sued if anything goes wrong. It's just messy. And the industry standards should be adhered to, and not basically not have people taking the piss out of it. So I know it takes longer. I know it costs money. I don't have a lot of money, but what I do have, I'm investing in my training so that I can help people. So I'm going in with, ran over now by the way, I'm going in with Premier Gel 002 Black. But it is right though, isn't it? We should do things the right way. Otherwise, the whole industry is just going to go to shit, basically. And don't feel awkward asking somebody to show you their AET or for proof of their teaching insurance. Don't feel awkward. It's your right as a customer. So you cover yourself, cover your own arse. Otherwise, what's the point in parting with money? So the thumb, pinky and middle finger are having the black. It's only a thin coat, not too fussed about ultra pigmentation. Then I'm going in with Diamond Nail Supply's Tack Free Top Shine. Got the name right. Woohoo! I'll cure it for 60 seconds. So I've cured the black for 60 seconds. I'll cure the top coat for 60 seconds. And then we're going in with this amazing pigment from Glitterarty Nails called chameleon pigment, and it's called Irene, which is the name of my mother-in-law's sister, so that's quite cool. Look at this. It goes like purple bronze. It's amazing. In a minute you'll see the colour change because my mother-in-law kept looking at her thumb, wiggling it, and you could see it go purple bronze, purple bronze, purple bronze. Look at that. Oh my god. Are you ready? I love it so much. I'm going to swatch all these for you, don't worry. I've got the collection. Watch. Purple bronze, purple bronze. It's like a golden, bronzy colour. It's so cool. She was like, ooh! Then we're going to do a top coat layer and cure that for 30 seconds because you need to double top coat a pigment purely because it just makes sure that it's not going to go anywhere and chip. So double top coat. I always cap the free edge when I'm top coating pigment, but I will wipe off any excess so we don't lose the shape. Don't worry about the mess. Once the nails are cured and cooled down, you can wipe over with isopropyl alcohol and all the pigment will come off the skin. Not a problem. Unless you've got a latex like base to go around, but I don't use that on my mother-in-law because she's got an allergy. So at least I think she has. I'm pretty sure she has, unless that's my husband. But I don't use it anyway. Can you imagine if I was just like, yeah, you've got an allergy, and she's like, no, I haven't. I'm sure she has. I know my husband has. Right, anyway. top coating this stunning glitter. I love it. It's so sparkly. And then going in with the second layer on these nails. And they'll all be cured for 60 seconds in an LED lamp. And once they are cooled, I think actually I've added putting the pigment on the second hand because I thought, well, why not? I filmed it. And I love watching pigment rub into gel polish. It's something that tickles me fancy. I just love it. It's amazing. It's science. My mother-in-law finds it fascinating. It is amazing what products are available in the nail industry nowadays. Here we go, look. Oh, chrome porn now. We've got cuticle porn, we've got peel porn, now we've got chrome porn. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, love it. I didn't show you the top coat on the second hand because then you'd just get really bored. And I know it's a long video. I just love it. Anyway, there's a clip at the end. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something. I will see you in my next video, which will probably be some swatches for you. So until then, tally bye.